Guys, so I gotta pop back on here real quick. Um, Somebody just sent me an article about Jeffree Star this weekend in Vegas and his hairstyle. To me, coming from a person who works in film industry and knows that most of the time when we wear a lot of wigs, I do 99% of the time, if the client has the right hair texture, I do cornrow it down, just because if I'm every single day gluing a wig down and gluing a wig down and gluing a wig down, it protects the hair. It also keeps it just keeps the glue off it, like put the cap on, glue it and everything. So to me, I feel like, this guy wears wigs. I've even seen on his Instagram and Facebook where he's worn 3 wigs in one day, doing shoots and stuff. And it's not the first time he's been on his stories, and they're cornrowing his hair down to put the wig on over top. I myself, I tend to do the same thing, except for I just do sometimes 4, depending on the wig I'm wearing. If I'm wearing a wig that's parted to the side, I'll just do 2. But yeah, it's, to me, it's I know people may say I'm insensitive about it, but I think it's a little silly. I think people just really need to be more accepting about everybody and everything. My daughter is half Nigerian, and then there's me, and I have I don't have really curly afro-y hair, but it's this really wiry, frizzy, right now it's been stretched and oiled and straightened. So it's behaving itself, which I'm it's funny because I'm actually kind of enjoying this, because it's I was joking at work yesterday. I was my hair is 3 inches longer than when I normally put in a ponytail. So, and all the girls were laughing. They're like, "Do you get extensions?" Because they know I wasn't wearing my wig. It was my real hair. I'm like, "No, I just straightened it." So yeah, it's, to me, it just seems like we really need to find there's so many other things in the world going on. We don't need to be hating on someone's hair. And I really kind of think that he probably just did that for the trip, because even watching his Instagram stories over the last few days, he was wearing, I go back through, I can probably count, just not even thinking about it, I can count 4 different wigs he was wearing. And it's just it's just so much easier when it is tied down. So to me, judging by the texture of his hair though, it looks like he's got normal straight Caucasian hair. I personally probably wouldn't have cornrowed the hair down, but I'm not his hairdresser. Obviously, his hairdresser knows what they're doing, because his wigs obviously always look like they're on fleek and they are all done perfectly. The other thing that kind of drives me crazy is he doesn't have baby hairs all the time. It's always almost perfect sometimes. It kind of bugs me a little bit, but whatever. And the thing is too, is sometimes I get lazy and I don't put my baby hairs down too. I just gel them back with the rest of it. But yeah, and then the whole thing, I just think it's getting out of hand. People went in on Coco about her when she got her braids, and I was trying to grow my hair out at one point, and I'm not even I'm really pale right now, and I'm not even super light skin. I still look like I'm tan. I do have Puerto Rican genetics in me, so I do have a bit of a tan all the time. But it's just there's so many more important things that we can be hating on right now, instead of a hairstyle. I could see if he goes up there and he says something that is so culturally inappropriate, and some comment about these are my ghetto braids or something stupid, to me, because I would be all up in that, because my daughter gets her hair cornrowed every 3 weeks, and I would be, this would be a totally different video, let me tell you. But the fact that he's not really addressing it is probably something that I would most likely do too. I'm this is not worth my energy. I got more important things to talk about. There's major drug problems right now. There's kids overdosing on fentanyl and stuff, and we're talking about cornrows in somebody's hair. And the cornrows, I think their purpose was so that he could easily switch out his wigs for the weekend that he was in Las Vegas. Because I'll 100% admit that when I go to Vegas, and I even got stopped by security one time, my hair is cornrowed down. Just so I can snap out a wig real quick. Like, or it is snatched all the way back and gorilla snot it down. Like, you know, and it is glued down and it is wrapped every night, and then the little bun on the back is actually like braided right down, and then I can put a top knot over top of it or something. But most of the time it is cornrowed down in 4 different braids, just so when I'm shooting and everything I can like switch out my wigs. When I'm performing in the clubs, it's just easier to switch out my wigs. Like when I'm at home and I'm doing my webcam shows and my YouTube and everything else, I don't have a cornrow on. Like today's a lazy day. I didn't do my makeup. I drew my eyebrows on. My lashes are still sticking on pretty good. So I'm going to have to, people keep asking me about that. I will put up another video about how I do my lashes and how I get them to stay on for 3 or 4 days. So I'll do that, but that's a totally different video. But yeah, it's, to me, it's like there's so many other things. Like the guy has gone through so much shit in the last month, like, and so much stuff. And it's just like, and I just really feel like, come on, like, you just want to go to Vegas and have a good time, and now we're all getting up in his shit. Like, give the guy a break. So, I'm sure I'm going to get some hate on this. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of thumbs down, like, or but just my honest opinion, like, you know, like, and I've been on both sides of it because I am very light-skinned, and I get it from people being like, oh, you're a white girl. Well, no, I'm not a white girl, and, like, you know, I am, like, a mixed girl. Like, I'm not mixed black. Like, the funny story is when I got pregnant with my daughter, I already knew my hair texture. I knew how horrendous it was to deal with. And when I got pregnant with my daughter, her father's Nigerian, and I was just like, oh, a poor baby, she ain't gonna have good hair. She's not gonna have, like, and my friend's daughter has these gorgeous, gorgeous ringlets. And my little girl, she's got this, like, just this very afro, like, I'm a hairdresser, and I had a really hard time trying to cornrow it. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I have a full admit, I could not cornrow that girl's hair. It was so thick and everything. Like, and the lady who does her hair, oh my God, she is like a lifesaver. Like, she is amazing. Like, props to her. Like, I could do box braids on her hair. I could do the whole, like, you know, little poofies and stuff, like the pigtails and that. But as for just to get it, like, I couldn't do it. And my biggest fault is in here, like in the curve in the head. So I really give it to people who can do those cornrows in the hair. Like, hats off to you ladies, like, because you got that game on lock, and it is 100%, you got it. Like, even my hair, I have not had my hair cut since I moved to Calgary because I can't find a good hairdresser. I phone a salon, I'm like, do you know how to deal with my hair? And they go, oh, yeah. I said, well, how much experience do you have with it? Oh, it's just hair. It is not just hair. If you cut the sides too thin, I'm going to look like I have a mullet. Like, when I straighten my hair out, I got a lot of hair. It's actually been thin right now. I did take a razor to it and thin it, which, don't do that. It's not a good idea. Like, normally, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do that. It is not good for a curly, rough, really rough, frizzy, afro-y kind of texture hair. But I did it because it was so thick, and I haven't been able to get my hair cut. But yeah, like, when I straighten it, if the sides don't have a perimeter to it, it looks like there's nothing there. It looks like, you know, so many times I've had to come home and, like, sew in, like, a couple wefts to fill up the sides of my hair. But yeah, it's just, like, to me, it's, like, it's about, really, it's hair. I've lost all my hair. I was sick 4 years ago with cancer. So to me now, I'm not so concerned about it. Like, to me, it's hair. I don't, you know, years ago, I'd be like, oh, my Lord, why? Like, why you do this? No. Now I'm just like, I don't care. It's hair. Like, honestly, if my kid got really sick or somebody got really sick and they were freaking out about losing hair, I'd probably shave my head again. I don't really care. Like, I got enough wigs in this house. I would probably even just go bald-headed half the time because, like, it's, to me, it's just hair. And honestly, today I was like, I made a new wig, like, for my shows and stuff, and I went to go put on my head, and there's so much hair that damn cap is so tight that it's gonna sit, like, up halfway up the back of my head, like, up here somewheres. Thank God it's long. But yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe how thick it is. Like it's just craziness. So these guys, yeah. Anyways, getting off topic anyways, back to the situation. I really think that we have better things to be concerned about right now. Jeffree's going to do whatever Jeffree wants to do. And good for Jeffree for being 100% about you and everything. I'm the type of person, I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's okay. Like, but it's like we really need to concern ourselves instead of putting that energy into something negative and going on Twitter and Instagram. Instead of when you want to put those tweets out there, if you want to really put those tweets out there, this is what I started doing. Was it because being a vlogger, you do got to comment on things sometimes, and it just comes up, which is why I'm on here right now. What I started doing is for every negative tweet I had to put out, like, because I had my radio show and everything, so there was negative that we had to, you know, put out and talk about and stuff. For every negative tweet I put out, I would put out 2 positive ones. I put out 2 positive ones about someone's kid who had done something spectacular, like some article that was something great. And it really kind of helped to change my mindset on negative to this is one negative thing that might be going on in the world and people are kind of talking about at the moment, but let's talk about the you know, like the Humboldt Bronco player who's learning to walk again after the tragic bus accident, and he's gonna probably walk again. It's just like amazing, it's a miracle. But it's like, you know, like stuff like that, like just get a good article and put it out there too. Like, you know, stop hating everybody and love each other and think about everything you got. Put it this way, if you got a house, a roof, a car, a job, and food in your house, you are already doing better than, I think I heard it was like you're like 40%, like only 40% of people in the world have that, like a house, food, like a little bit of money in the bank, and a car. To me, it's like, yes, I lost my job in December. Yes, I didn't get to go home for Christmas and see my baby girl like I wanted to. But I got a roof over my head. My dogs are fed. I got a little bit of money in the bank. I paid off one of my credit cards, which wasn't a big one, but that's a positive, you know, like I scraped a little bit of money together, paid off one of my credit cards, and just like little things, like, you know, I personally don't have a car. I have a car sitting here that's for my daughter, so I personally don't have a car, but I don't drive. Like, the car has been sitting in the parkade since July, like, and yeah, it's still sitting here. I don't drive. Like, I actually pulled the extra set of tires out of the storage room today to take down to the car, so, because she's getting an age soon, you know? But yeah, like, you know, just think of the positive. Like, you're doing a lot better than other people. You're going to get up tomorrow morning, somebody else is going to do something stupid, and then we'll be on to something else. But really, just, you know, for every negative you put out there, put out a couple positives, you know, and sit down every night. And if you really hate about where your life is going right now, sit down every night and be like, okay, 2 things that were good about today, and write them down. And just every day before you go to bed, write down 2 things that you were good about today, you know? So yeah, that's what I gotta say. I don't think it was an intentional thing. Let's stop spreading the hate out there, you know? And let's just kind of forget about, like, people's little mistakes and little, you know, I can't remember the word. I don't think he considered arrogant. People's arrogance to not consider others' feelings. That's what I'm looking for. So let's just, like, forget about it. He made a mistake. Let's move on from it. Like, you know? Like, but personally, I feel like it was he just had his hair cornrowed so he could change out his wigs so quickly. So, yeah. But anyways, have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Bye.